Well, some controversy in all things Canadian soccer on this Thursday. Canada-Iran cancelled. It was always going to be a controversial match, Sarah, for obvious reasons. Obviously, Flight 752 still somewhat unresolved. The families wanting answers. No diplomatic ties between Canada and Iran since 2012. But it's a polarizing issue. You've been pretty active on Twitter today. What's the sentiment you're getting from the average Canadian football fan?
From the Canadian football fans, that's the irony. They're actually agreeing with me because I just called out Team Canada and the Canadian government because I think the whole thing was mishandled. It was really poorly handled. But from a lot of Iranian football fans, they're disagreeing with me because they think I'm supporting, politics in Iran, which I'm not. In fact, if anything, I kind of left that out and was just targeting Canada soccer and Canada government because, I think this whole thing, it just could have been avoided, right? And especially for, this young team, we're going to the World Cup finally after how long? And this is, the road that we're taking.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? When it was first announced, I was surprised, to be honest with you. That being said, Iran is a FIFA sanctioned nation. They're at the World Cup. So FIFA say it's fine to play against this team. So at that point, the government gets involved. And what we're hearing is the government really pressured Canada Soccer. And that kind of trickled down to the players as well. Some players were considering boycotting this match as well, which obviously put Canada Soccer in a very tough position. But I just wonder, was there not another nation somewhere around the world that could have taken that FIFA date? They must have known when they said, okay, we'll sign off on an Iran game, it wouldn't be smooth sailing. That's what confuses me.
Yeah, why did they? Well, even if they thought about it, why wouldn't they, speak to the players, speak to the coach, the organization, talk to the government? Like, it seems like there were a few steps that they missed, and now it's just a complete disaster, and it looks bad. I think everyone involved is kind of freaking out, and I don't really know. I think I'm a bit disappointed with the players wanting to, protest this because we were talking about earlier, and I thought it was interesting where you want to protest playing against Iran, but you're going to go to Qatar for the World Cup.
That's a great point. Where does it end, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to face a lot of questions between now and the World Cup. Every nation at the World Cup will face the same questions as well. When do you say, enough's enough? Government shouldn't be involved in sport. This is purely a sporting decision. Hey, listen, it's 2022. Things aren't quite as clear and as easy as that, unfortunately. But there's going to be a lot of tough questions being asked. And bottom line is, Canada, who's preparing for a World Cup, haven't got that many FIFA dates between now and Qatar, have potentially lost a window. Now, they are going to try and fill that window, but it's extremely difficult. It likely won't happen.
Yeah.
That's a missed opportunity. Now they're playing Curacao on the 9th in the Nations League, and then they go to Honduras. But this is an opportunity to play at home in Vancouver, who will find out, I guess, later in June whether they got a FIFA date for the World Cup, which I'm assuming they probably will. But what a blown opportunity for John Herdman's team to get a little bit more chemistry, blood a couple of new players perhaps. That, to me, from a purely sporting standpoint, is really frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention that they were actually playing a decent team that is qualified for the World Cup. Like, no offense to Curacao and Honduras, but Iran is a much better team than those two. And it would have been just a bit more competition, a bit more to, get these guys playing against a solid team. I think, from this perspective as well, like, it's so unfortunate for the boys on the pitch because, like, they need all the practice and, whatever working together that they can get.
I'll say this to end things off here. Canada Soccer must improve their messaging here. The statement that was released early on Thursday, just saying it's been cancelled, no reasons given, no context, that's not good enough.
Yeah.
Fans of this team or people who are just involved in the political side of this argument need to know more than this. And maybe they'll release more information in time, but it didn't look good in them at all with that statement being released on Thursday, giving nothing away apart from too bad, the game's done.
Yeah.
Not good enough.